So for this pesto recipe, you're going to use 4 green onions, a bunch of basil, some walnuts, some organic minced garlic, some lemon juice, and some garlic salt. I usually don't measure anything. I just happen to use the half cup measuring thing for the walnuts, but this is why I don't do recipes, because I kind of just throw it all together and I don't measure or do exact amounts of anything. So as you can see, I'm putting everything into the food processor, and then the one additional thing that wasn't in that first image is olive oil. You're going to have to use olive oil to thin it out, and that's what makes it like that creamy consistency. So that's how much garlic salt I use. I don't know how much it is, but that's how much. I really honestly just do it to taste, so I'll do it 3 or 4 times throughout making the actual meal until I get it to the level that I want it to. So I go really easy at first usually, and then add accordingly. Unless it's something I've made several times, then I know exactly how much I need. So I'm going to go ahead and drizzle this olive oil in there. It's extra virgin olive oil, and I took out that attachment because the dispenser that I'm using makes sure that it's a slow, steady drip, so it doesn't, I mean not a drip, but it's like a slow, steady stream, so I don't need that attachment. That's what that attachment does. So if you're using it from like a bottle or something, you'll probably want to use that attachment because you don't want to put too much. And you can always add more after. Like it's really just the consistency that you want it. Some people like it thicker, some people like it thinner. It depends on what you're doing. If you're doing it for like a pizza, you'll probably want it a little, thinner because it needs to spread. If you're doing it on like a sandwich, maybe you can have it thicker. I mean, it just depends. And this one, later on, I'll thin it out with some more olive oil, but the reason that I didn't do that to begin with is because I know that when I put it in the pasta and it gets warm, it's gonna loosen up anyways. Like it's gonna, it's not gonna be this thick. So then there's the finished product, basically, and then I go ahead and I didn't like how thick it was, so I went ahead and put some more olive oil and some more lemon juice, and then I go ahead and I mix that up and just gauge, the consistency that I want it to be. This was actually the first time I've ever put green onions in it, and it actually turned out really good. It added really nice depth of flavor that it usually doesn't have. Usually when I make this for pasta or whatever, I'll put onions on top, like in the pasta, or if I make it for pizza, I'll put onions on the pizza. So I knew this was going to be a really simple pasta, so I just decided to go ahead and put it in the pesto to begin with. And then I go ahead and add some black pepper here. A lot of times I'll use certain things just for color or for just a little bit of taste. And it always varies. That's why a lot of times I don't even know what I'm making when I start. Like this, I knew I was going to be filming, so I knew what I was going to make ultimately. But it usually evolves over the process of making the meal. I decided to add some cherry tomatoes as well, so I just used this much cherry tomatoes, chopped them in half, and then I tossed them in the pasta with the pesto. And then I mixed it all together, and here's the finished product. Hope you enjoy.